Gordon Smith. I'm a survivor of the Delaware system of justice, family law, domestic violence policies, etc. I was a victim of 9 false arrests with a total of 21 criminal charges on my record over a 3-year period. They were eventually dismissed and subsequently expunged from my record at the state's expense. This is an open letter that I'm getting ready to read to you to Delaware Governor Jack Markell. But first I want to acknowledge that I am indeed grateful for our First Amendment right to free speech, and in this letter I do exercise that right to free speech. Governor Markell, back in June of 2010 at a press conference where you signed legislation that strengthened the severity of protection from abuse orders in the state of Delaware, I was able to conduct a surprise interview with you as a constituent, I might add. I subsequently posted the video on YouTube entitled Governor and Gordon Smith, which incidentally is the most viewed Governor Jack Markell video there is, with 2,726 views. Governor and Gordon Smith. Check it out on YouTube. 6 years later, as your service as the head of state of Delaware nears its conclusion, I feel the need to clarify and correct 2 statements that I made in the video. In the video, I stated, quote, "I believe Governor Markell is a good man and really does care about false allegations and its consequences on the innocent accused," unquote. Well, Governor's 6 years of advocating for reforms in a corrupt family law system has given me cause to reevaluate my earlier perspective. A good man? That I do not know. You probably are a good man. But what I do know with the utmost certainty is that you have proven you couldn't care less about those who have felt the sting of injustice from state-sponsored false allegations. You see, there is a systemic fraud that is perpetuated throughout the family court and domestic violence policy system. Those who perpetuate the fraud of false allegations do so with the ease and the knowledge that even if they, by some miracle, are found to be fraudulent, they would not face any negative repercussions for those actions. In your system, it is widely known that you have assigned domestic violence advocates who will coach the fraudulent victim and help them to exaggerate their claims of domestic violence. This in order to successfully have the protection order granted by the judge. Delaware State Police ignore evidence that would easily constitute the probable cause to arrest the fraudulent victim, or they simply allow the mere allegation to suffice for an investigation. Biased judges who ignore the conceptual rule of law, prosecutors of the Attorney General's office who will ignore and conceal exculpatory evidence that would exonerate the man accused of domestic violence. Legislators led by Senator Patricia Blevins who enact laws that assure the federal and state funding continues unabated to their particular special interest groups. You, Governor, have signed dozens of such bills that further the agenda of the domestic violence industry while drastically compromising due process and equal protection under the law. Amidst growing concern of state legislators, for the first time in Delaware history, a bill, Senate Bill 99, was introduced. It was a bill that sought to address the growing problem of false allegations and fraudulent protection from abuse orders. Unfortunately, 2 of your most powerful supporters in the Senate did not allow it to see the light of day. They made sure that bill was tabled indefinitely. Sir, 2 former Family Law Commission chairpersons put it in a very poignant fashion. Former Family Law Commission chairperson Lynn Copejohn stated, and I quote, "False protection orders have become the weapon of choice for women attempting to alienate the father." Former Family Law Commission chairperson Leanne Sorensen stated, "Year after year, we continue to have citizens, your citizens, Governor, your constituents, who come before our Family Law Commission meeting regarding false allegations and the damages that they're doing to them and their families." So no, sir, To re-clarify, in the 6 years since we discussed the matter, the only thing you have done is maintained your status quo and ignored the problem.